Hello, Wolfpack. DENT is a big name for a lot of you guys out there who have been looking for altcoin gems. I personally, at the moment, I hold a little bit of DENT. I would be looking to increase my bag size, a small amount, but I do have a few kind of concerns with the coin. However, that being said, I think this coin can go up exponentially past its all-time high this bull run. Particularly in the altcoin season that will probably come towards the end of the year. So what I'm expecting from DENT? Well, let's look at what's happened with DENT first of all. So DENT basically went up, roughly 94x from the bear market lows. Absolutely exponential gains. If you actually zoom out a little bit, you can see this coin was flatlining for the entire bear market. So, this is quite typical of coins, and this is one of the reasons why I like DENT. If we go to coin market cap here, DENT went up exponentially in a matter of a couple of months, dropped right back down. Everyone who bought DENT, everyone who saw DENT, forgot about DENT entirely. It flatlined for 3 years. Everyone was hating on DENT who, had bags of DENT. And, this is the perfect time to buy a coin when it's flatlining like this, provided the fundamentals are solid and provided there is somewhat, some attention in the coin. You can see that, even in the peak of, even in the midst of a bear market, we're still getting, volume of 400,000, 300,000 USD per day. So there was some life. You don't want it to have no life because then essentially, it might die out and it might not catch the attention it's going to need in the bull market. Another thing to look out with coins that are flatlining is whether the company who runs the coin or, whoever, is working on the coin, the developers are still creating new content for the coin in the roadmaps. That's very good. You need to invest in active coins that are flatlining. They're basically, that's a secret formula to making money in a bull market. But essentially DENT is still, relative to where it was, still kind of on the floor here. It did rise up, massively, as I said, 94x from the bear market lows. But if you look at the comparison here to what it actually did in 2018, it's still a long way to go. But there is a slight kind of concern I have with people saying that, it should get to its all-time high very easily. If you flip over to the market cap chart, you can see that the market cap in this bull run was actually much higher than what it was in the 2018 bull run. And this means that there was more money wrapped up in DENT in this bull run than there was in the 2018 run. It just didn't reflect on the price due to differences in supply. So what this means is that it's going to be a lot harder for DENT to reach the price it did in 2018 in this bull market. It's going to take a lot more buying. It's going to take a lot more money wrapped up in DENT. So I do have problems with people saying that it should get there easily. It definitely won't be easily. As you can see, we kind of, went up probably around 50% more in terms of market cap than we did in 2018, and the price is still way down here. So yes, DENT will go up. DENT will definitely go up exponentially. It will definitely grow. It's about 141 on the market cap ranking. But as to whether we'll reach this all-time high, I think that's kind of out of reach. But I could be wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Obviously, it will just make me more money. But essentially what DENT is, before we get into TA too much, is just briefly, it's a service that allows you to buy an eSIM in which you can trade, sell and buy your mobile data, essentially. So they kind of focused on the field of data where, at the end of the month, people are wasting data because it's just disappearing. They renew the data. Now you can, buy and sell data worldwide. It's focused on that kind of area. So there's obviously a lot of potential there without getting too much into it. And, they've definitely got some big alliances, big partnerships with Samsung under the Ethereum alliance as well. They've got a few partnerships lined up, and they're in, over 140 countries at the moment. So they're doing pretty well. They're definitely still developing the coin. They're not giving up on the coin. But if we just dive into TA quickly, we can see with DENT that we kind of, as we dropped here from the Bitcoin drop, we dropped down around 90%, massively, way more than most coins, and we're very much on the floor here. We bounced off the support zone. We were kind of expecting, well, I haven't released any information on DENT before in my Telegram groups, but I was kind of expecting this area to hold for support, or potentially even around this red box here, but it just didn't happen. We dropped down way past what anyone would expect from DENT, and that's probably because people who buy this coin are the people who are round up in all the hype due to the fact that it went up 95x. So what goes up has to come down. We went down. We saw this kind of descending channel here. We've recently kind of broken to the downside here and tested this support zone once again and started heading upwards. So what we're seeing with DENT, if we bring up some of our indicators, is we're seeing that we're not really past any major resistance zones as of yet. We're breaking through the Ichimoku cloud right now. If we close this daily candle at current prices, that'll be bullish. We've got the Gaussian channel of which we flipped the center line of it, and we're coming out again. Again, if we daily close here, that would be bullish again. The bull market support band, which is the 20-week EMA and the 21-week SMA, we're still quite a bit below that. We want to see a break above here. What I'd be expecting to happen is the bull market support band to come down to this resistance zone, and then we'll face two birds with one stone here. If we get a breakthrough, that's definitely a good buying signal for DENT. Once you pass through that resistance zone, that's where I'll be picking up some more DENT. In terms of MAs, we've got the 50 SMA and the 200-day SMA. Again, the 200-day SMA is lining up with this red support zone, which would line up with the bull market support band as well. So this area here, around 0.004 cents and 0.006 cents, is going to be massive resistance zone for DENT. We've got to keep our eye on that. It's about a 1x or 2x away, 100% away from current prices. If we look at the short-term MAs, with SMAs, we've got the 99 SMA that's acting as resistance currently, right above the current price. So what am I doing for DENT here? Well, I've picked up a small bag of DENT in this green support box here, and I'm definitely waiting for a breakthrough of this red zone before I pick up any more DENT, just to give me some confirmation that it's actually going to go higher, because there's no point risking a drop down for just a little bit of return when there's so much return, potential in the future for DENT. Anyway, it's just not worth it in my opinion. So if we look at the BTC chart, the DENT Bitcoin pair here, we can see, something similar, in terms of a USD pair as well, where, DENT was massively valued, in relation to Bitcoin, back in 2018 in this massive spike up in the bull market, and we've kind of flatlined. We're still flatlined. We've seen a resistance zone being formed on the RSI. Even from this little pump here, we've seen actually an RSI test of that resistance zone and drop back down. So it will be very difficult here for DENT to reach its all-time highs in the Bitcoin pair as well. Due to this RSI resistance, we might just run out of time in this bull market. I'd probably be expecting DENT to, bounce between these resistance zones over here, possibly get to around here, at the maximum. But there simply is just too high, too much to do in such a short amount of time. I'm expecting the bull market to end between December and May. As you can see, this rejection came in, at the end of March, and it's been, roughly 4 months since then, 4 or 5 months, and we still haven't kind of recovered at all. But in terms of price predictions for DENT here, it's very hard to say where it's going to go, and that's due to the fact that the supply has changed so dramatically from what it was at 2018 that, it now takes exponentially more buying pressure to push the price up of this coin. Do I think the top's in for DENT? Not at all. Do I think it will reach its all-time high? Probably not. Unless DENT catches some serious momentum and gets pushed into the top 25, which is unlikely. I don't think this is going to reach its all-time high again. I think it could probably reach, about the 5 cent region, which is still a decent, 3 or 4x from the local high. So I think it could reach around there, but it's very hard to say due to the differences in supply. Do I think the bull market for DENT is over? Not at all. We can see this rounding out pattern on the bottom here as of recent. That means that the selling pressure is changing to buying pressure. DENT is definitely going to perform very well in the bull market. I just don't have high hopes for the massive price target here of the all-time high due to the differences in supply. Even looking at the volume here of in 2018, the volume per day, 60 million per day, at the all-time high. That's when euphoria was at its peak. It was trading, 60 million in buying and selling per day. At the peak here, local peak here, was 138 million. So as you can see, there's just so much more action going on in DENT now, and the price is not reflecting. So I think it will be very hard to reach that 1 cent price target, 10 cent price target. Sorry. But anyway, that's it. I'm bullish on DENT regardless. I just thought I should enlighten you guys on the fact here. A lot of people don't really understand market cap in cryptocurrency is very important. That's why people who invest in, Shiba and Dogecoin and say that, it's going to go to 10 USD, 100 USD. It just literally does not make sense. you know, for Dogecoin to go to 10 USD, you'd probably, you know, have double the amount of money than the entire crypto market cap in it. So, you know, it's very important to understand circulating supply and market cap when, you know, making predictions for coins. I am bullish on DENT, as I said multiple times, but I just want to really try and challenge some of you guys' opinions on whether it's going to get to its all-time high or not. So anyway, that's been the video. I hope you've learned something about DENT. I hope you've, you know, added it to your watch list potentially, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.